And my question for Mr. Martin, and I'm a huge fan, and I've been a fan for about 10 years now, is if he could have dinner with three of his characters from the series, which three characters would he choose and why?
Very good question, I have to say.
Well, certainly Tyrion, because he would be witty and charming and all of that, so he would be a very good choice, I think, to start with. Maybe Maester Aemon,
Oh, yeah.
because he's wise and knowledgeable and he knows all these stories about history and things like that. The third one, I don't know. I could say Arya, but she might misbehave and hit me with some food. Maybe Dany, because, she's really hot. Especially if she wore that Corthian gown. That would be...
I'd like to have dinner with Dany wearing that Corthian gown. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if the Corthian gown made it into the second season. I have a feeling that it may not have.
It's not only fans who have questions for you, also people who embody the characters, stars of Game of Thrones have a question. Here's Emilia Clarke, who we've been looking at all night, who plays Dany. She has a question for you.
Does Dany get the Iron Throne? That's what I want to ask him.
Such a simple question and yet so complicated.
And such a answer I'm going to evade giving.
So, okay, I'm sure you were, but it was a really...
She will have to keep reading.
She will have to keep reading and keep acting. She looks so different without the blonde wig, doesn't she?
She's actually, yes, people don't recognize her.
No, I've interviewed her twice. I'm always shocked by
it's
her
so yeah, without the wig, so she's not being known on the streets and all that, which is, probably a blessing in many ways. On the other hand, poor Jack Gleason, who is a really sweet kid who plays Joffrey.
It's going. I don't know what's going to happen to that kid.
People cursing him on the street. You son of a bitch! Yeah, I'd like to slap your face.
I would totally say that to that, and I wouldn't even call him by his. I would just be Joffrey. He's always going to be Joffrey to me. But do you have this planned out? J.K. Rowling has said she always knew how it was going to end. Do you have this planned out?
I have it planned out to an extent. I like to compare it to a journey. Like if I set off to drive from New York to Los Angeles, let us say, I would look at a road map and I would say, okay, well, this is the road I'm going to take, and I'll drive to Chicago the first night and I'll stay there, and then I'll head south and I'll do that. But I wouldn't necessarily know, where I was going to have lunch the first day, or where I might pick up a hitchhiker, or where there'll be a horrible traffic accident that'll delay me for 6 hours. So there are adventures along the journey in the details, but the broad strokes of the journey. You know your ultimate destination, and you know the main landmarks across the way. Well, I have to go through Chicago, I have to go through Kansas City, I have to go through Phoenix, etc. And I know that. I know the ending, I know the fate of the principal characters. There's been a lot of characters who have sort of popped up and butted their way into the story, and I'm still sort of making up their fates on the
Here's the hitchhiker,
fly
and
here.
there's the greasy spoon.
That's right.